It's the New Orleans Saints taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
From a city that has hosted 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway from the Superdome. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What did the columnist write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Richardson from the gun on 3rd down, finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So, Charles, take nothing away from this young man under center, because I know people think he's got a very bright future in this league, but I have to figure the defensive coordinators love the thought of squaring off against a rookie quarterback.
And especially if they have guys they can put together a game plan with that's going to confuse, disguise a lot of coverage, make this kid think a little bit. Because in college, he's seen a lot of things. Let's not get it wrong here. But at the same time, in the NFL, you can do so much more because of the athletes you have, because of their football IQ. And don't forget, you're going to throw a couple extra rushers at him as well. See if he can handle the pressure when those guys come at him.
And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Offside defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss. For the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Looking to throw. Richardson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. Back deep is Boston Scott. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. Leading him out in his second season from Oklahoma by way of Alabama, it's Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Second down, Jacobs once more. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. Here's Hurts to throw. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. Here comes Peppers. Well, a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy? Well, that's not exactly how they drew that one up nor practiced it, because on 1st down, you're trying to get some yardage to set up 2nd and 3rd down calls. In this case, had to drop it off to his running back. But boy, they closed quickly on that one and stopped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Yard line, 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Richardson throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Richardson, and that's knocked away and incomplete. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Hurts sets up to throw it. Got a man, it's Chase, he completes it. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Play action. Here's her. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. That one taken in by T. Higgins. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Throwing is Hurts. Blitz coming, and down he goes. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take-that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Richardson. He'll dump that one off to Mitchell. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. On 2nd down, it's Mitchell. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here's Richardson to throw on 3rd down. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They go play action with Hurts. That is caught by Lamb. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. This to Jacobs on the toss right. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Leonard Floyd gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Richardson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. The Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he is going to go down for the 5th time tonight, and this one is going to be a safety. So after a scoreless first quarter, we at least finally get some points on the board.
But it can't be what either of us expected, can it?
No, the safety's not what you expect for the first points of the game, but one of the goose eggs is gone. So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. This is brought in at the 21. now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. To throw is Richardson. Looking to throw on second down.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. Richardson now to throw on second down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Calais Campbell with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit. Maybe featuring other people touching it for a while. And then you've got a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The Saints on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returning is Peppers. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, Maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Richardson. And Thomas has it. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
But 1st down, Hurts out to the right and complete to Pittman.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hurts. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Averaging over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally, you run to set up the pass. Here, it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And he still has yet to get on track in this 1st half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
This defense has really flown around in the 1st half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Jaguars on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Richardson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Rashawn Gary able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
And he goes out right around the 39. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he'll find Pittman. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. T. Higgins, 49 yards. And the Saints have taken the lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Operating from the gun, Richardson, and his throw is incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsom. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. He's a high draft pick, so maybe a bit of a mulligan, but you never want to throw a preseason interception, especially as a rookie.
No, but this is the time to do it, right? Let's get the kinks out. He's still got to learn how to read coverages, still has to learn the entire offense, has to see how he fits with the players around him. The bottom line is what you said right in the beginning. He's a high draft pick. They want him on the field sooner rather than later. So let's keep giving them some reps and seeing what they have.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack.
Hurts. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Tucker's kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
The Jaguars ready to go on offense for the final time in this first half. And they really won't have much time to work with. Just 19 seconds showing on the clock.
19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Looking to throw. Richardson. Going deep here for Watkins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now is just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, the defenses look to be ready for the regular season. Maybe not the offenses just yet, but still a half to go as we get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
And he returns this to the 22.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably going to be seeing them in his sleep if they don't fix things quickly.
And that's not exactly what he wants to see in his post-game slumber. So they've got to figure out a way to slow things down a little bit. Some screen passes, some draws, anything to make the defensive front hesitate a little bit. Think on their way back to the quarterback, maybe even a quarterback draw, some type of tendency breaker to change things up.
Exactly. Whatever the case, something to mix. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble, and the Jags grab it. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we'd be talking about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now.
Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plus, got to worry about making the team. Those types of errors don't help you.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2.
And they are in an absolutely golden spot. It's 1st and goal following the fumble return.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal.
They'll give to Carter here on the option.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. That is incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Jaguars move back within a couple of the lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So take away the touchdown there, as that's going to be ruled an incomplete pass.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
Hightower not going to attempt a run back, and his guys will begin at the 25.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Here's Dobbs to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Scott. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Here comes the Saints punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. .46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And now out come the Jags. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Second and 5.
He'll get that one to Carter complete.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. They'll set up to throw.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he will have a Jaguars first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Mechie.
2nd down and 3.
They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down, and the Saints will have the football back. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on 4th down. They'll run on 1st down. Scott.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They go again with Scott. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here's Dobbs to throw. He finds his target. It's Schultz.
And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Off the play fake. Here's Dobbs. They'll roll him out right. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs.
Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now Scott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. On play action, it's Dobbs. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 18.
And so much of football is about mismatches. And here, they're going to line their running back out wide to the right. And I think defensively, there's a little indecision. They weren't quite sure how they wanted to defend that. And they weren't able to until he was way downfield.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. T. Higgins ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll run with Carter. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
To throw is Dobbs. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is fielded at the 27. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Second and 9 now. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
A throw to the flat for Carter. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll check this one down to Carter. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. On play action, they'll throw. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Mitchie. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back to throw again.
That would almost intercept it, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Vic Beasley in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Offense back out and ready to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Scott, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Back to throw Dobbs. Going deep downfield for Ross.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Right side complete. That's Woods. A gain of 6 there on first. Second and 4. Look at this time for Woods, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over.
And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the fourth quarter. They need points quickly.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. He sets to fire deep. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 35. It's a big play for the Jaguars.
Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And it's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
On first down, it's Scott. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Scott, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to it.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Stephen Weatherly in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one may be his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll set up a throw.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fielded at the 43. They can't tackle it. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt.
They'll run on 1st down. Scott, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Scott with it again on 2nd.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
40 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP. Yeah,
no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
On 1st down, Cook. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Again, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Out of the gun, Dobbs.
Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
5 yards remain on 2nd down.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. It'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought 2 words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.